Sahanavavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaveryam Karavavai Tejasvina Padhitamastu Ma Vidvishavavai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Athato Brahma Jignasa. The meaning of the sutra is this way: Atha, thereafter. That is, thereafter will mean Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampatti Anantaram. That is the Nishkrishta Artha, the arrived at meaning of the word Atha here is after Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampatti, after gaining the fourfold sadhanas, qualifications. Then Ataha means therefore. Mokshasya nityatvat, karma phalasya anityatvat. Therefore, that is the meaning of therefore. Brahma Jignasa Kartavya means Brahma Vicharaha Kartavya. What for Jnanaya? What for Jnana? Mokshaya. Moksha Hetu Jnana Jnanaya. Moksha Hetu Bhuta Jnanaya. For the sake of Jnana of Moksha, Jnana, which is the cause for moksha, vicharaha kartavya, Brahma vicharaha kartavya. So once again, thereafter, that is, after gaining sadhana chatushtaya sampatti, karma phala being anitya, moksha being nitya, therefore, okay. In order for gaining jnana, which is the means for moksha, vichara, inquiry into the nature, the swarupa of Brahma, which is presented in the Upanishads, is done, is to be done. Brahma vicharaha kartavyaha, jnanaya, jnanaya, atma jnanaya, moksha vicharaha, Brahma vicharaha kartavyaha is the meaning of this sutra. Presenting the meaning of the moolam, the original, the source text, in this way is called vritti. This is the vritti for the sutra. Right? Here in this vritti, I have just said the meaning. Sadhana chatushtaya sampatti anantaram. I have just declared this is the meaning. That's all. Why this meaning? Why not any other meaning? And then what is the meaning of jignasa? Why Brahma jignasa? Etc. All those questions are not addressed in this simple explanation. So there is no Purvapaksha, there is no Siddhanta, right? No analysis, just presenting the meaning. This is the vritti here. I have said the vritti for this sutra. After gaining sadhana chatushtaya sampatti, moksha being nitya, karma phala being anitya, in order to gain moksha for that jnana, in order to gain jnana, Brahma vichara, inquiry into the nature of Brahma, is to be done, is the meaning of this sutra, is the vritti. But then here, why Brahma vicharaha kartavyaha, why not any other vicharaha? How do you say that karma phala is anitya, moksha is nitya? And then what is the meaning of atha? You say sadhana chatushtaya sampatti anantaram, why not any other meaning? Such vichara is not here in the vritti. Whereas in the bhashya, each word, each sentence is thoroughly analyzed. Each word has its own set of meanings, and then in a context, in a sentence, we have to find out the correct meaning, the relevant meaning. If there are more than one relevant meanings, those relevant meanings we need to see. And then in the process, why this, why not that, why this idea, why not that idea. So in the very pada vichara, there is a lot of, for example, the atha. The word atha itself, a lot of involved vichara is there. Then the sentence vichara is there, vakya vichara is there, padarthaha, then vakya arthaha also is there. Thereby we get the final meaning of the sutra we have. So, bhashya helps in arriving at, in seeing the correct meaning of the words and the correct meaning of the sentence, the sutra, and any shruti vakya that is related to this, that's also all, that is all vichara is there. Purvapaksha, siddhanta, elaborate vichara is there. Now Bhashyakara begins with the analysis of the word atha. Tatra atha shabdaha anantarya arthaha parigrishyate. Here, tatra means sutre, in the prathama sutre. The word atha iti shabdaha, the word atha, parigrishyate, is taken to mean anantarya, what follows in succession. Actually, immediate succession, immediate sequence, that will be anantarya. Anantara means space, gap. Without gap, what comes is anantara. So that anantara bhava is anantaryam. What comes immediately, in succession, in sequence, that will be anantarya. So the word meaning atha, the meaning of the word atha is anantarya. Right? That is, anantarya is the meaning of the word atha here. This is how we take parigrishyate. Then, why not, does the word atha have only this meaning? Does it have other meanings? If the word has other meanings, the word atha has other meanings, why not the other meanings we can take here, where the vichara starts here. So Bhashyakara presents briefly the pratignya he does here. Right? Later on he will conclude, therefore this is the meaning, he will conclude. So this is pratignya. Atha shabdaha anantaryarthaha parigrishyate. We take the word here, atha, to mean anantarya, thereafter. That is the meaning. Right? That is the meaning. Then the analysis starts now. Why not other meanings? The word atha is an avyaya padam, indeclinable word. It has many meanings. Not only the word atha, every word has more than one meaning. Every word has that. That's how, in every language, that's how the words are. Alright. There may be some words which have exclusively one meaning. There may be some, but they are very few. Most of the words have more than one meaning. And then we coin new words also. And we give new meanings also for existing words. That's also there. So, this is the language, process of language. This happens. So the word atha also has many meanings. What are those meanings? The Amara Kosha gives a sample list. What is that? Arambha Mangala Anantara Arambha Prashna Kartyeshu Atho and Atha. These two words, Atho and Atha, both are avyaya words. These words are used in the sense of Mangala, as to mark auspiciousness. The very pursuit of something is auspicious, and the result of that pursuit is auspicious, and the very doing, the very bhavana, the very attitude, etc., and the samagri, that's all Mangala, auspicious, to indicate the auspiciousness. The word atha and atho also is used. Okay. The second meaning is anantara. Anantara means what follows in succession. Anantara, what comes after. That is the what comes after, general meaning. Anantara, what comes after. That is the anantara meaning. Arambha, to begin something. Something is newly begun. There the word atha is used. We will see examples for all of this. So, to mark something which is to mark the beginning of some venture, some text in particular, the word atha is used. That is arambha. Then prashna, to question, in the sense of question. Atha shaknoshi vaktum. Is it possible for you to say vaktum shaknoshi? Can you talk? Can you say? Atha, can is in the sense of prashna, question. It is there. Karthya, totality. Something is going to be done or said in total. Atha dhatun brumaha. We will now talk about, we will now mention the dhatus. Which dhatu? How many dhatus? Entire dhatus. Atha dhatun brumaha. We will now mention, we will not talk about all the dhatus. Karthya. Krishna means totality. Krishna means total. Karthya, tadita, totality. In totality, in fullness, we will talk about the dhatus. Atha dharmam vyakhyāsyāmaha. We will now comment on, we will now elaborate, we will now explain dharma. Atha dharmam vyakhyāsyāmaha. There the word atha is to indicate that we are now going to analyze dharma in its totality, in its entirety we are going to look at. That is the atha, karthya artha. So Amarakosha gives this sample, it is called upalakshana. There are places where the word atha is used in the sense of doubt also. In the sense of doubt. Atha Ramaha agacchati. Is it Rama who is coming? In the sense of doubt, samshaya arthe. In some places, samuchaya arthe also, to combine Ramaha, atha, Lakshmanaha, gacchataha. The sense of cha arthe, samuchaya arthe also. So there are some other meanings also for this word atha. Now, samuchaya, samshaya, etc., these are not the relevant meanings. So we leave out the not relevant, irrelevant meanings here, and then Bhashyakara considers the relevant meanings, applicable meanings here only he considers. And of the applicable meanings, which is the correct one, we arrive at. Bhashyakara has already declared, Anantarya is the sense of the word atha, here is the meaning of the word here, thereafter. That is the meaning he has already pointed out. Now, the question, why the other meanings do not fit here? Why not the other meanings? The question comes. So Bhashyakara analyzes this. Na adhikararthaha atha shabdaha na adhikararthaha. Adhikaraha arthaha shrishya na. Atha shabda is not in the sense of adhikara here. Adhikara means arambha, beginning. You can add adhikara, the arambha, adhikara, you can add adhikara arthaha. Not in the sense of the text is beginning. I have put 2 marks there, no mark and the yes mark also I have put. In a sense, the beginning sense can come, but that's not the primary sense. It's arthataha, it is gotten, but not the main meaning of the word atha. Right? The main meaning of the word atha is sadhana chatushtaya sampati anantaram. That is the main meaning. Whereas the arambha artha is only a avantara meaning, just a secondary, just a even tertiary meaning we can say. That's why I put both plus and into and tick mark. That's not the sense we take here, even though that meaning automatically is there. But then what is the main meaning conveyed, we need to see. We cannot just go with the secondary meaning, tertiary meaning alone. We will miss the main meaning. We cannot afford to miss the main meaning of the word. Therefore, that is not the meaning taken. Na adhikara arthaha. we can say that the word atha has the sense of Brahma Jigyasa is beginning now, Brahma Vichara is beginning now, we can say. But Bhashyakara will point out that when that is gotten even without the mention, explicit mention of the word atha, it is gotten. Suppose the text were to begin, instead of athato Brahma Jigyasa, suppose Brahma Sutra were to begin, ataha Brahma Jigyasa, Brahma Vicharaha Kartavyaha. So, with the very force of this being the first sutra, it implies that this is the beginning. Right? So the Arambha Artha, Adhikara Artha is automatically gotten even without the mention of Atha Shabda. It's not necessary. If we can get the meaning of Arambha without the word Atha in a sutra, that word should not be there. Okay? You follow? If we can get the meaning of Arambha without the word Atha, then the word Atha becomes redundant because the meaning is gotten even without that. So you say that he Rama goes. Okay. What is it? He Rama goes. Either use he or Rama. Okay. Both are not necessary. One of the words is redundant. One of the words is redundant. Here in the sutra, there is no redundancy. Anavadyam. Redundancy is a dosha, a defect here. Maybe in human speech, yes, we repeat what is already said. We say twice. No, okay. We say 4 times I. There's only one I come. No? I will come tomorrow. How many I's will come tomorrow? In human speech, never Purusha in the Vyapara, this is there, but not in the sutras. Anavadyam, it should be defect free, it should be. Therefore, if the meaning is gotten without the word Atha, then Bhagavan Vyasa would have omitted that. He would have simply said, Ataha Brahma Jigyasa. That would be sufficient. That should be enough. Therefore, Arambha is not the meaning here, because it is gotten Arthat. By implication, the beginning meaning of beginning is gotten. In the sentence itself, it is gotten. Therefore, Arambha is not the meaning. Adhikara is not the meaning. Okay. Also, there are more Bhashyakara will point out that, Tikakara also points out that the Atha Shabda is not in the sense of Arambha, not in the sense of Adhikara here. Firstly, that meaning is taken here. Na Adhikara Arthaha. Why so? Why it is not Adhikara Arthaha? Because the Purvapakshi says, there are many texts beginning with the word Atha, and there in those texts, in those granthas, the word Atha only means beginning. Arambha is only the meaning. For example, Atha Shabdanushāsanam. The Vyakarana Shastra explanation begins. Atha Shabda Anushāsanam. Now begins the teaching about the words, about the formation of words, etc. How words are formed, what are the correct forms. Shabda Anushāsanam Arabhyate. The word Atha means Arambha only. And then Atha Yoga Anushāsanam. Right? There also, there is nothing is before that, nothing is said before, that is the very beginning. Now begins the yoga teaching, the teaching on the Ashtanga Yoga. Now begins. So Atha word is the meaning of Arambha only. So Atha Yoga Anushāsanam, Atha what do you say? Atha Shabda Anushāsanam. So like that, the word Atha is used to mark the beginning. Why not the word Atha here means Arambha? The question comes. So Bhashyakara answers, Na Adhikara Arthaha. The question is inbuilt in that answer. Okay? It is not in the sense of Adhikara Arambha. Why so? He explains, gives the reason. Brahma Jignasayaha Anadhikaryatvat He goes very briefly here. Bhashyakara goes very briefly in there. He gives the answer very briefly. Tikakara elaborates this. The brief answer is not easily understandable when we go through for the first time. When we see for the first time, we don't understand the meaning of this brief sentences. The Bhashya itself like sutra, like some places, sutravat pravati. So, he says, Brahma Jigyasa is not begun. It's not something which you begin with. So, Jigyasa, he takes a Jigyasa is not something which begins or which is begun, which is enjoined or which is begun. Jigyasa is not. What does the word Jigyasa mean here? It can only mean, so of course, Jnatum Ichha we say. What is the meaning of the word Jigyasa here? In the light of Adhikara Artha. If you say Atha Shabda means Adhikara Arambaha, then the question comes, what is the meaning of the word Jigyasa? Is it Jnatum Ichha? Jigyasa? It cannot be. Then what will be the sutra meaning? Ataha Brahma Jnatum Ichha Arabhyate. Right? That would be the meaning of the sutra. Now we are looking into this meaning, Aramba, Adhikara, that meaning we are looking into. So the sutra meaning will be, therefore, Brahma Jigyasa is begun. Brahma Jigyasa Arabhyate. This will be the Brahma Jnatum Ichha Arabhyate. This will be the meaning of the sutra. But then, Ichha is not begun. Some desire is not, somebody says, begin this desire, have this desire, begin this desire. The desire is not something which begins. Desire is something you have. Also, you have desire about something which you know, for something you know. You don't have a desire for something which you don't know. Something known you have a desire or you dislike for it also. Mosquito, Zika virus. We don't want to be affected by it. It's one thing, when very dangerous virus is now there. So, something you know only you like or you don't like. You desire or you don't desire. But then, is Brahma known? In order to have desire for Brahma, is it Brahma known first? In what way? How it is known? Through what pramana it is known, Brahma? It is not known through any pramana, any other pramana. Pratyakshadi pramana it is not. Nor it is sakshi pratyaksha. Right? It is not pratyakshadi, pramana vedya. Nor it is sakshi vedya. It is sakshi. Not evident to sakshi. It is sakshi. Not known to you. It is you. Alright. So, and then that Brahma is Atma iti. Jagat karanam Brahma ahamasmi. I am self-evident, but I am Brahma when it is said. I am Jagat Karanam Brahma. That is not known through any other pramana. Without knowing that, how can we have Ichha for it? So without knowing Brahma Swarupa, how can there be Ichha? No, I know. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, Jagat Karanam, Yato Vayamani Bhutani Jayante. I have studied Veda, I have done Adhyayana. My father has told me, my Acharya has told me. I know the meaning also, literal meaning also I know. From which bhutas, all beings are born. That is Brahma. So Brahma Jagat Karanam, I know. In what way you know? And why do you want to know here Brahma Jigyasa? It is not known as Atma. It is not known as Atma. Apata Jnana may be there. But here the Apata Jnana Ichha is not said here. And Apata Jnana is not going to be the Phalavat here. Phalaparyantam, Moksha Paryantam, Jnana Vicharaha, Brahma Vicharaha Kartavyaha. Moksha Paryantam it is to be done. Therefore here, the Jigyasa Ichha is not born of just Apata Jnana. People have Apata Jnana. Lot of people have Apata Jnana. All people who have studied the Vedas have this Apata Jnana. Brahma Vishayaka, Apata Jnana, a hearsay, a cursory knowledge is there, a vague knowledge is there, right? You read in some book, you hear something. You hear, in the passing you hear, in the passing you read. But that does not generate this mumuksha, etc. No, not all the people pursue Brahma because of apata jnana. Right? Therefore here the ichcha is not born of apata jnana here. Correct? You follow? Though apata jnana is not meant here. Brahma ichcha, I have ichcha jijnasa because I have apata jnanam. Lot of people have apata jnana, but still they don't pursue at all. They don't pursue, they don't look in, they just leave it at that because they are preoccupied with so many other things. Preoccupation is there. Therefore, this jijnasa is not born of apata jnana. And if you don't have apata jnana, this jijnasa you cannot have. It cannot be arabdha. So Brahma vichara doesn't begin, right? The Brahma ichcha does not begin because of apata jnana. And Brahma vichara, Brahma if it is not known, ichcha does not begin. So only when you have some apata jnana, but that is not enough. But something samagri, the pushkala karana, something else is there. Apata jnanam is not the ichcha, is not the trigger for Brahma vichara. You follow? Therefore, the Brahma ichcha is not begun. That is not the meaning of here. But based on ichcha, you do something. Based on your desire, you start doing something. Right? That is there. But here, it is not said Brahma vichara, Brahma jijnasa krita vicharaha, Brahma vichara, Brahma jijnasa janya karma kartavyam, etc. That is not the meaning here. That's not said here. Therefore, here jijnasa is not in the sense of jnatum ichcha, that doesn't fit here. And that too particularly arabhyate meaning doesn't fit here. Jijnasa arabhyate. The desire to know Brahma begins. That is not the meaning here. But then what would be the correct meaning? Lakshanaya vicharaha. Right? Lakshanaya jijnasa janya. That is vicharaha kartavyaha. So jijnasa pada here means vichara, inquiry, analysis. A prayasa, a prayatna to understand, to know. That is vicharaha kartavyaha. And when you take the meaning vicharaha, then Brahma vicharaha kartavyaha. That would be the meaning of the sutra. Then also the word atha is not necessary. Brahma vicharaha arabhyate. So arambha meaning is gotten without the word atha itself. Correct? And therefore, either way, whether we take the jijnasa as jnana ichcha, jnatum ichcha, and by lakshanaya we take vichara, in either case, the word atha becomes redundant. It's not at all necessary. Ataha Brahma jijnasa. Ataha meaning ataha Brahma vicharaha. That is good enough. Sutra is good enough. The word atha is totally redundant. Therefore, that is not the meaning. Okay? Atha shabdaha is not adhikararthaha, not meaning beginning. Now begins Brahma jijnasa. That is not the meaning. Brahma vichara begins now. That is not the meaning for the atha. It becomes redundant. Okay. All right. Therefore, adhikapatim. And then further, this in the whole shastra here, what is happening is not ichcha is not happening. Shastra yonitvat. I have the desire for shastra yoni. I have the tattu samanvayat. I have desire ichcha. Ichcha for samanvaya. Ikshatehe na sabdam. I have desire. You don't have desire for all this. You have vichara. You do vichara it. Therefore, ichcha is not the meaning. I mean, when you take the meaning ichcha, jnatum ichcha, that is no connection at all. And further, if you take vichara, the meaning of Brahma jijnasa, Brahma vichara kartavyaha, then also the word atha becomes redundant. Therefore, that is not the meaning. Correct. All right. So that meaning doesn't fit. Adhikarartha na. Arambartha na iti. Okay. So Bhashyakara said, Brahma Jigyasaya Anadhikaryatvat. He's pointed out the Icha is not something which is begun. But then Vichara begins. When you take Vichara meaning, then the word Atha becomes redundant. If you take Icha meaning, it's not begun, something begun. The Sutra meaning doesn't fit. And then if you take the meaning Vichara for the Jigyasa, then the word Atha becomes redundant totally. Therefore, Atha does not mean Adhikara, Arambha. What about Atha Yoga Anushasanam? There is no contradiction. There is no virodha there. There the word Atha means beginning, Arambha. Atha Dharmam, Atha Shabda Anushasanam. There the word Atha in the beginning, it's okay. That Atha Shabda Anushasanam there, the word Atha sense of beginning is fine, perfect there, but not here. Alright, this meaning is dismissed. Adhikarartha, Arambartha is dismissed here. What about the other meaning? Mangalasya cha Vakyarthe Samanvaya Abhavat. If you take the meaning Mangala, Atha to mean Mangala, this word will not have Samanvaya, will not fit in the syntax of this sentence. Atha will mean Mangalam. Mangalam, therefore Brahma Jigyasa Karta. This Mangala, where does this fit in the sentence? Mangalam, auspiciousness. Mangalam, Shubham. Okay. Shubham, Brahma Vicharaha Arabhyate. Where does this Shubha, where does this Mangala fit in here? Vakye Samanvaya Abhavat. This word will not fit in the sentence whatsoever. Can we say, okay, let it not fit in the sentence now? If it doesn't have to fit in the sentence, either the word is not necessary, or the word Atha should be separate sutra. Atha, that's all. So Mangalam, that's all. And then Ataha Brahma Jigyasa, I think that should be the second sutra, it should be. Therefore the Mangala meaning, if the word Atha is taken to have Mangala only, then it does not fit in the sentence. Samanvaya Abhava. No, Brahma Vicharaha Kartavyaha. By whom? Adhikarina Jigyasuna iti. So this Mangala word does not fit with any of this. Doesn't fit with Brahma, doesn't fit with Vichara, doesn't fit with the Adhikari, with the Karta. Doesn't fit in any of this. Samanvaya Abhavat. Further, the word, when you say that Atha means Mangala, it is not that the word, the meaning is Mangala. The word Atha, the meaning, Mangala is not the meaning of the word. But then it has some other meaning. The word Atha has some other meaning. But the utterance, saying the word Atha is Mangalam. Hearing the word Atha is Mangalam. Mangala is not the meaning of the word. Mangala is the implied sense. When you hear the word, when you say the word Atha, by saying the word Atha, by saying is Mangala. When you hear the word Atha, the hearing is Mangala. That's all the Mangala Artha here. How do you know that this is Mangala? Omkarascha, Atashabdascha, Dvavetau, Brahmanas Pura, Kantham Vitva Viniryatau, Tasmat Mangalikau Ubhau. These two words, Om and Atha, these two came out from the mouth of Brahma, the firstborn. Brahmaji manifested first, and then Kantham Vitva, Brahmanaha Pura, Brahmanaha Kantham Vitva emerged from the mouth, Kantha is throat, meaning from the mouth of Brahmaji, these two words emerged first. Therefore, they are considered as Mangala, Parama Mangala, Om and Atha. So, the utterance is Mangala, hearing is Mangala, not the meaning is Mangala. The word Mangala is not the meaning of the word. It is used in the sense of Mangala, yes. When you say, Mangala, Arambha, etc., Mangala is the sense, it's not the word meaning of it. And therefore, mere utterance is good enough, mere hearing is enough, that's not the meaning of the word. Therefore, Bhashyakara says, Arthantara Prayuktah eva hi Atha Shabdaha Shrutya Mangala Prayojanaha Bhavati. The word Atha Shabdaha Mangala Prayojanaha Bhavati. Prayojana, having the Mangalam as the Prayojanam. Mangalam Prayojanam Yasya. Gives rise to Mangala, gives auspiciousness, makes it sacred, makes it wholesome, makes it sadhu, right? Makes it good. Phalavati, Mangala is the Prayojana. Mangala, the word Atha is Mangala Prayojanaha. By what? Shrutya. When you hear, that's all. Shrutya eva. Just you hear the word Atha, that's enough. Hear the word Atha, that generates Mangala. That brings in Mangala. That's not the meaning of the word Atha. The sound. When you say Omkarasya Atha Shabdasya Dvavetau Brahmanah Pura Kantam Vitva Viniryatau Tasmat Mangalikau Upau. So the word, the sound itself is the meaning. Is a Mangala. But the word Atha has meanings. It has meanings like Aramba, etc. It has meanings. So Bhashyakara says Arthantara Prayuktaha eva, used in some sense. Arthantara, Anyaha Arthaha, in some meaning. Of all the applicable meanings of the word Atha, right? Used in some meaning alone. Arthantara Prayuktaha eva hi Atha Shabdaha Mangala Prayojanaha Shrutya Mangala Prayojanaha Bhavati Uktya Shrutya. Yeah. So here like even Yoga, Atha Yoganushāsanam, Atha Shabdanushāsanam. In that, and here also, Athato Dharma Jigyasa, the very utterance of the word, very hearing of the word gives Mangala. But the word Atha has some other meaning. That meaning fits in the sentence. Correct? Whereas the Mangala is not the meaning of the word, and nor does it fit in the sentence. Therefore, the Mangala is only the Shrutya Mangala Prayojanam. Just hear, that is Mangala. Om, you hear, that is Mangala. Atha, you hear, that is Mangala. That's all. But it has some other meaning. Arthantara, it has. Anyahartha, it has. And in the applicable meaning, wherever it is applied, right, in the particularly in the Granthas, it's used in the sense of some other word meaning is there. Some sense it is used. But then the word, you hear the word, that is Mangala. Mangala is not the meaning of the word, right? It does not fit in the Anvaya also. Therefore, Arthantara Prayuktaha eva hi Atha Shabdaha Shrutya. Shruti is by listening alone, the Shabda Mangala Prayojanaha Bhavati. Alright, so the Mangala Artha, like even in our marriages, the Hindu, in the North India in marriages, there is this Shahnai Vadya, Mangala Vadya is there. Just what Mangala is there? Just the sound of the musical instrument. Veena, Shankha. We blow Shankha in the temple during puja time. What is the auspiciousness? Just the sound. Just the sound. In South India, in marriages, in auspicious functions, there is this Nadaswara is there. Just the sound. It's called Mangala Vadyam. It's called Mangala Vadyam. Just the sound is Mangala. That's all. Like the instrument sound is Mangala, Shankha, Nada is Mangala. Similarly, the Atha, the sound is Mangala. Right? Mangala is not the meaning, that's the Artha. Alright. Now, Bhashyakara says that Mangala is not the meaning of the word Atha. It does not fit in the sentence, one thing. And secondly, the word Atha has some meaning. With the other meaning, coupled with the other meaning alone. And when you hear the word Atha, the word hearing generates Mangala, gives Mangala. Mangala is not the meaning of the word here. Not only here, anywhere. Atha is not the meaning of the word. The very hearing is the Mangala. Therefore, the utterance you hear, that is the Mangala. Now, the next meaning comes here. Arthantara, etc. That will Bhashyakara will consider. Arthantara will consider. Here, before we go to that, Arthantara is something else is talked about. Suppose suppose a person is talking, and so far the person talked about something, some vishaya, some topic the person talked on, and then now on the person is going to talk about some other topic. Right? To mark the beginning of another topic, different from what was mentioned earlier, what was said earlier, there is the arthantara, anyaha artha. Artha here is topic. Some other topic is going to be said. That is the arthantara meaning. So far, the fellow was talking about one thing, and then now is going to talk about some other thing. There at the beginning, the word atha can be used, is used. When the person uses, now, so far I have been talking about physics, now I am going to talk about chemistry, suppose. I am going to talk about Indian history, okay, my pet topic, Indian history, enchanting lies, okay, book, history book. The Indian history book is an enchanting lies, okay, book of lies, okay. So, now I am going to talk about Indian history in Atha. That means, so far what was said, what was covered is something, now it's a different topic, something different. That is the Arthantara. So, can it be the meaning of here, this Atha here? Athato Brahma Jigyasa. What has gone by earlier? What is there before this? Nothing. If there was some text before this, part of this, and then now, so far I have been talking about this, now I, Vedavyasa, I am going to talk about Brahma Jigyasa, I am going to talk about Brahma. Then Arthantara meaning would fit here. But there is nothing, this is the very beginning. Therefore Arthantara doesn't fit here. We will be seeing that also, we will see that. Okay. Then the other meaning, fourth meaning, Purva, that is Anantarya iti. What comes in succession. That will be analyzed. Bhashyakara mentions that. In that Anantarya, what comes in succession in that, is that succession is something unrelated sequence. Like suppose some people are standing, some animals are there in a, suppose you go to a zoo, okay, then there are various animals are there, they are kept. You see, now zebra, you see. After zebra, rhinoceros, it is there. That comes, rhinoceros cage, rhinoceros, the pen, that comes next to, say, the zebra pen, okay. Here, there is no connection between what has gone by earlier and there is no connection. Right? There is no connection. This is totally different. There is no connection within that. So this Arthantara, is it something, this Anantarya, is it something, any unconnected sequence? Now zebra, now rhinoceros, now elephants, now crocodiles, now the birds. There is no connection there in that. Ashvaha, Gauhu. Right? Ashvat, after Ashva comes Mahisha, after comes Gauhu iti. That is not a sense here. Atha iti. Correct? It is not something unconnected sequence, but there is a Purva Prakrita Apeksha is there. Something which is Prakrita, what is already gone by, what is already relevant, connected, that must be something, Purva Prakrita must be there. Now the Purva Pakshi questions, something which has gone by earlier, not in the text, but the person has gone through, something has gone through in the person's life, and then something is there, something which is Purva Prakrita, and that should be the meaning of this Atha here. In relation to what has gone by, now Brahma Jigyasa begins. That would be the meaning. In relation to what has gone by earlier. Correct? That would be the meaning here. Arthantara, Anantarya. That means Purva Prakrita Apeksha. The question of what has gone by before this. What has gone before the Purva Prakrita can have various senses. I have listed some of the senses which we see in the Bhashi and the Tika. These are senses. Bhashyakara analyzes and the Tikakara analyzes these various senses, and then he points out that only this Niyata Purva Bhavi here is as a rule what comes before Brahma Jigyasa, what triggers Brahma Jigyasa, what brings in Brahma Vichara is the Sadhana Chaturthaya Sampatti, the meaning is arrived at. Other meanings are analyzed now onward. The other meanings of Anantarya, they are analyzed now. Vilayana Bhashya. Purva Prakrita Apekshayaha Cha Phalataha Anantarya Avyatireka. Very brief sentences. New words, new phrases we hear, we come across. Purva we know, Prakrita we know, Apeksha we know, Anantarya we know. But then this set of the word sentence that conveys that is new self. So Purva Prakrita Apekshayaha cha Phalataha Anantarya Avyatireka. The gist of the meaning is, we will see the detail of it. The gist of the meaning is this. When you say Purva Prakrita Apeksha, there is some expectancy of something which has been covered, which has gone by, which has been done, etc. Purva Prakrita. Something you know already, something you saw, something you understood, something you did, something you experienced, whatever, that is Purva Prakrita. So when you say Purva Prakrita and then comes now this, then now comes this, then there is the Anantarya meaning is definitely there. Purva Prakrita meaning is within Anantarya, right? It's part of this Anantarya, it's not any separate meaning. So Bhashyakara said in the beginning, Atra Tatra Atashabdaha Anantarya Artaha, he said the beginning. So therefore, if you say Purva Prakrita, what is Purva in relation to what is gone by earlier, to mark that something which comes after Purva Prakrita. Purvam Prakritam, what has gone by, what has been seen, what has been covered, what has been known, done, understood, known, that's all the Purva Prakrita. Right? Purva Prakrita Apeksha, by that Anantarya, that Purva Prakrita falls under Anantarya itself. Anantarya Avyatireka. It is not different from Anantarya. Right? So, therefore this Purva Prakrita Apeksha is not the meaning here. Anantarya meaning is the correct one here. And Purva Prakrita, when we say what has come earlier, what has gone by earlier, covered earlier, done earlier, and saying all the meanings. Known earlier, seen earlier, done earlier, studied earlier, understood earlier, practiced earlier, experienced earlier, written earlier, all this. What is meant by the Purva Prakrita? Yes, I have said Anantarya. This is the meaning I have said. You say Purva Prakrita. What is the meaning of Purva Prakrita? That is going to be analyzed. It should be Bhashyakara analysis, and the Tika also helps us understand this. All right. Now, suppose there is a contention. Say somebody says, Atha prapanchaha mithya. Suppose. Nanu prapanchaha mithya iti somebody says. And that is the Prakrita. Okay, now that has gone now. And then somebody else says, or you read in some book, it is said that now, etat matam prapanchaha satyaha. This prapancha is satya, is real. It was said earlier, prapanchaha mithya. Now it is said in a book or by a person or by somebody else. Somebody says prapanchaha mithya, somebody else says prapanchaha satyaha. Or you see in a book or in two books, whatever. So suppose prapanchaha mithya iti purvam prakritaha, and then thereafter prapanchaha satyaha iti yatra. If that is the purva prakrita compared to what has been mentioned earlier, what is said later is different. To mark that Anantarya, this, why not this Atashabda can be taken this way? In relation to what has been said earlier, known earlier, this is said. Why not we take the meaning? That's a question here. Purva iti, that is the answer. Answer is given. Purva prakrita apekshayaha anantarya iti. When you say something said earlier and something is said now, that is anantarya only. In relation to what is said earlier, this is said now. Okay? What does it mean? This is said thereafter. That's all. That is said after this. That's the meaning. Correct? See, I repeat. I say this first. Prapanchaha mithya, I have said first. And then later I say Prapanchaha satyaha. Okay. So in relation to what I have said earlier, what did I say earlier? Prapanchaha. Tatparya is not in Prapanchaha satya mithya. That is not this Tatparya here. What has said, what has gone earlier and what comes next. That's all that Tatparya here. I said this first. I said A first. And then I say B. So what is the meaning of Purva Prakrita here? In relation to what has been said earlier, this is said now. Okay. In relation to my saying A, now B is said. What does it mean? B is said after A. That's all the meaning here. Correct? I say B after A. That is the meaning. That is the anantarya only. Correct? Therefore, Purva Prakrita, when you say what has been said earlier, that means anantarya only, in succession only. That is that. Why Bhashyakara says this is not the meaning? Because there are other meanings. The Purva Prakrita is waiting to pounce upon you, catching you unawares, okay, swallow you by taking any of the other meanings. Sesha Seshi Bhava, Adhikrita Adhikara, Karma Adhyayana, etc., Karma Anushtana, Veda Adhyayana. These meanings are all waiting. Therefore, Bhashyakara is careful in saying that any Purva Prakrita Apeksha, relevant Purva Prakrita Apeksha you say, that will mean automatically Anantarya. That will mean it. So, which meaning of Purva Prakrita that you say, that will be analyzed further. Does it mean after Veda Dhyanam, after Dharma Mimamsa, after Karma Anushtana, etc.? Will that be the meaning of Anantarya here? That is not the meaning. So, dismiss, to point out they are not the meanings. Bhashyakara brings in his word Purva Prakrita Apeksha in general. And then the various Vikalpas of Purva Prakrita, various meanings of Purva Prakrita will be analyzed, not analyzed here. So when you say Purva Prakrita, it is, then in relation to that when you say, this is automatically Antargata. Alright. Nachashvadanantaraha gauhu ityatra hetutva bhanapatti iti. The Acharya Kritikakara brings in the various vikalpas, considerations with reference to Purva and Apara. Purva is what is said earlier and what is said later. It is not that what has gone by earlier and what is come now, what is coming now, they are totally unrelated. That is not meaningful. Then there is no meaning in saying Anantarya, Purva Prakrita, etc. Arthantara, there is no meaning. Yataha kutaschit arthantaratvam sutrakata navattavyam phala abhavat. Something is said before and then totally unconnected. Whatever comes to the mind that is said now, That is not the meaning here. There is no point in saying this. But then, what was said, what comes earlier? What comes earlier and what comes now? There must be a Hetu and Phala Bhava. Hetu Hetumat Bhava should be there. Then only the Anantarya, what comes in succession, has any relevance, meaning here. In other words, what comes before must be the reason, and what comes now must be the effect for it. Caused by the reason, this happens. That should be there. That is the Mukhya Anantarya here. That is the primary meaning of Anantarya, comes in succession here. That is the meaning to be taken here. That is the Mukhya Artha here. Something just happening one after another, coming one after another, even though the Anantarya meaning is there. After the zebra section, now you have the crocodile section, right? So that is even though that comes there, but then there is no, that Mukhya Artha in succession, that is not the meaning there. It's not there. Therefore here, there must be, what comes before must be Hetu, and what comes now must be the Phala. Hetu Phala Bhava, that should be pointed out. If there is such a Bhava, that should be known, that should be pointed out. Otherwise you will miss the essential connection. You will miss the essential connection. We cannot settle for anything that goes earlier, anything that comes later. Then you miss out on the whole thing, we miss out on the gist, miss out on the connection. Therefore here, what has gone before must be Hetu, and what comes next, that must be Phala, the Hetumat, having the Hetu, result of the Hetu. Then only the Anantarya meaning is meaningful. Therefore that should be said. You cannot say after cow, the Ashva, iti, that is, there is no, even though after that is there, but then that is not the Mukhya Artha here. That should not be taken. If there is such a meaning, that has to be said, that is to be seen. You follow? A is the cause for B. Now B is said. Now we are looking at B. And before that B, A is there. A is the cause for the B. Then that is the Mukhya Anantaryam. The main sequence means immediate succession between A and B. Hetu and Hetumat Bhava is there. If it is there, that we should know. That is the primary meaning. If it is not there, then it is any sequence, any random sequence it can be. Right? It can be any random order. It not have any primary meaning. Is there such a meaning here in this sutra? In the Atato Brahma Jignasa, the word Atha, does it convey the meaning of succession, right? Between two things, one thing is the Hetu. Because of the Hetu, this follows. Is there such a meaning? Yes, it is there. That's what Bhashyakara is trying to point out. It is not random order, random succession, random sequence, but it is a meaningful. Meaning Hetu Hetumat Bhava is there. That should be said. That should be known. What is that should be known. So the word Atha is a very loaded word here. Not just any casual, very loaded meaning it has. So Bhashyakara, the Tikakara points out that Mukhya Anantaryam happens only when there is Hetu and the Phala Bhava. Alright. Therefore, when you say Arthantara, when you say the Arthantara meaning, another thing that is there falls within Anantarya itself, that is falls within that Anantarya. That is there. Alright. Now, the question comes, when you say Anantarya is the meaning, now where does this Anantarya fit? Where does it fit? Where does it apply when you say it? Then he says, Bhashyakara says here, next sentence, Sati cha Anantarya artatve Yatha dharma jignasa Purva vrittam Veda adhyayanam Niyamena apekshate एवं ब्रह्म जिज्ञासा अपि यत् पूर्ववृत्तं नियमेन अपेक्षते तत् वक्तव्यम्. Purvaprakrita, Purvavrittam, what has gone by earlier, what has happened earlier, what has been covered earlier, seen earlier, done earlier, Purvavrittam. Saticha Anantarya Artatve. When this meaning, Anantarya, in succession, when that meaning is taken, then, to give an example, Yatha Dharma Jignasa, the inquiry into Dharma Vichara, when is it done? Veda Adhyayanam, which is Purvavrittam. After Veda Adhyayana, Dharma Mimamsa is done. Athato Dharma Jignasa. Who will do that? Only a person who has done the Veda Adhyayana. What if the person just like go to the library and then picks up Jaimini Sutra, Athato Dharma, picks up the book and then reads the book? What will happen? Nothing will happen. Here, nothing will happen here. Right? All that is said is not all connected. Nothing clicks here. You may have translation, etc., but then nothing clicks here because you don't have the samagri to analyze the sentence. You must have sentence first. Without the sentence, how do you analyze? What do you analyze? Okay? Analyze data. You must have data to analyze. Without data, what do you analyze? So, without a sentence, what do you do vichara? What do you do on vichara? Therefore, Veda Adhyayana comes as a must before. Niyamena apekshate. As a must, there is Veda Adhyayana before Dharma Jignasa. Right? Karma Mimamsa, Purva Mimamsa is done after Veda Adhyayana. Veda Adhyayanam, which is Purva Vrittam, Niyamena apekshate. Dharma Jignasa requires Veda Adhyayana as a must before that. Only where there is Veda Adhyayana, there Dharma Jignasa can happen. Similarly, Evam Brahma Jignasa api Yat Purva Vrittam Niyamena apekshate. What is it that which Brahma Jignasa requires as a must before that? Dharma Jignasa requires Veda Adhyayana before that. Without Veda Adhyayana, Dharma Jignasa is Nishphala. It doesn't happen. Similarly, before Brahma Jignasa, what is the must before that? Niyamena Purvavrittam Yat Tat Vaktavyam. That is to be identified, that is to be seen, known. Tat Vaktavyam. When you say Anantarya meaning, you mean the word Atha means Anantarya, means thereafter. Thereafter means something comes before. What is it that? That before, what comes before cannot be anything. It has to be Hetu Hetumat. That is, Hetu always precedes the Phalam, right? Without the Hetu, Phala cannot be there. The Hetu must be there earlier. Niyamena, it must be there. What is it that which triggers Brahma Jignasa? Like what triggers, what sets a person into Karma Jignasa, Dharma Jignasa is Veda Adhyayana. Niyamena, it is Purvavritta. What is it that in the case of Brahma Jignasa, what is it that is a must which comes before? What is it that has to be said, that has to be known, identified? Tatu Vaktavyam. So, having said that Anantarya is the meaning, then Anantarya means before what comes in succession, this comes after, thereafter. That means something comes before. What is it that? And that cannot be anything. It has to be a Niyamena Purvapeksham. As a rule, it must be there before. That should be said. What is it that? Then Bhashyakara analyzes the Vikalpas here. Swadhyaya Anantaryam tu Samanam. Can we say Swadhyaya Anantaram Brahma Jignasa pravartate. Brahma vicharaha kartavya. Can you say after swadhyaya, study of Veda? Can we say that? Bhashyakara says samanam. This is sadharana karanam. Not the special, not the pushkala karanam, not the asadharana karanam. This is just a samanya, sadharana karanam, samanam. The person who has studied Vedas would know, would set into dharma jignasa. Then it becomes meaningful. So, in the earlier days, as a rule, one who studies Veda Dhyayana first, and then dharma jignasa should have been. The person should study, should know. If not in full, at least some grip, some comprehension, some understanding should be there. Nowadays, this is not there. Veda Dhyayana itself is all very. Veda Dhyayana itself is disappearing. What to talk of dharma jignasa, etc. But in the olden days, the dharma mimamsa means before that Veda Dhyayana is a must. So if you say Veda Dhyayana comes before the Brahma Jignasa also, so Veda Dhyayana comes before Dharma Jignasa also, Brahma Jignasa also, if you say, this is not the extraordinary, this is not the special karana, this is a sadharana karanam. If that alone is for the sake of consideration, if that alone is the Purva Vritta, Veda Dhyayana, anybody who studies Veda will do Brahma Jignasa. No. Right? It doesn't happen. If Veda Adhyayana one has done, and if that is the Karana, Hetu for Brahma Jignasa, then the person who has done Veda Adhyayana must set into Brahma Jignasa also. It does not happen. What does it show? This is only a samana, sadharana karanam, not the extraordinary factor which sets the person into Brahma Jignasa. Therefore, Veda Adhyayana is not the Purvavritta which is as a must here. Okay? Alright. We'll leave it here. We'll continue this. An involved discussion. Uttarashanti. Om Shanno Mitrasam Varunaha Shanno Bhavatvaryama Shanna Indro Brihaspati Shanno Vishnurkramaha Namo Brahmane Namaste Vayo Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmavadisham Kritamavadisham Satyamavadisham Tanmamavit Tatvattaramavit Avimam Avit Bhaktaram. Om Shanti 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 Sarana Bhavatu Saranau Bhunattu Saraviryam Karavavai Terasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavavai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Yaschandasa Rishabho Vishwarupaha Chandobhyo Dhyamrata Sambhavuva Samendro Medhaya Sprunotu Amritasya Eva Dharano Bhuyasam Sariram Me Vicharshanam Jivva Me Madhumattama Karna Bhuri Vishruvam Brahmana Kososi Medaya Pihitaha Shrutam Me Gopaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Aham Drikshasya Reva Irvyakrishan Ireva ऊर्ध्वपवित्रो वाजिनीवः समृतमस्मि द्रविणं सवर्चसं सुमेधामृतोक्षितः इति त्रिशङ्कोर्वेदानुवचनम् ॐ शान्तिः 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 पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्तिः 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 आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वा प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो मनमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदम् माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्त्वनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनिरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु ॐ शान्तिः 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 वाङ् मे मनसि प्रतिष्ठिता मनो मे वाचि प्रतिष्ठितम् आविराविर्मयेभि वेदस्य महानीतिस्थः श्रुतं मे मा प्रभातीः अनेनाधीतेनाहोरात्रां सन्दधामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारमवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्तिः 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 भद्रं नो अपि वाचनमनः ॐ शान्तिः 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 भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्तुष्टुवांसस्तनूभिः यशेन देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्तिः 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 यो ब्रह्माणं विदधाति पूर्वं यो वै वेदांश्च प्रहिणोति तस्मै तमेवमात्मबुद्धिप्रकाशं मुमुक्षुर्वै शरणमहं प्रपद्ये ॐ शान्तिः 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 राहुग्रस्तदिवाकरेन्दुसदृशो माया समाच्छादनात् सन्मात्रः करणोपसंहरणतो यो भूत्सुषुप्तः पुमान् प्रागस्वाक्षमिति प्रबोधसमये यः प्रत्यभिज्ञायते तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये विश्वपि जाग्रदादिषु तथा सर्वास्वस्थास्वपि व्यावृत्तास्वनुवर्तमानमहनित्यन्तस्फुरन्तं सदा स्वात्मानं प्रकटीकरोति भजतां यो मुद्रया भद्रया तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये विश्वं पश्यति कार्यकारणतया स्वस्वामि सम्बन्धतः शिष्याचार्यतया तथैव पितृपुत्राद्यात्मना भेदतः स्वप्ने जाग्रति वा य एष पुरुषो मायापरिभ्रामितः तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये भूवन् भांस्यनलो निलोऽम्बरमः नाथो हिमांशुः पुमान् इत्याभाति चराचरात्मकमिदम् यस्यैव मूर्त्यष्टकम् यस्मात् परस्मात् विभोः तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये यस्मात्मत्वमिति स्फुटीकृतमिदम् यस्मादमुष्मिंस्तवे तेनास्य श्रवणात् तदर्थमननात् ध्यानाच्च सङ्कीर्तनात् सर्वात्मत्वमहाविभूतिसहितम् स्यादीश्वरत्वं स्वतः सिद्धेतत्पुनरष्टधा परिणतं चैश्वर्यमव्याहतम् समीपे भूमिभागे निषण्णम् सकलमुनिजनानां ज्ञानदातारमारात् त्रिभुवनगुरुमीशं दक्षिणामूर्तिदेवम् जननमरणदुःखच्छेददक्षं नमामि कतरोर्मूले वृद्धा शिष्या गुरोस्तु मौनं व्याख्यानं शिष्यास्त्वच्छिन्नसंशयाः निधये सर्वविद्यानां विषये भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः ॐ नमः प्रणवाय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निष्प्रभाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये मौनव्याख्या प्रकटितपरब्रह्मतत्त्वं युवानम् वर्षिष्ठान्ते वसदृषिगणैरावृतं ब्रह्मनिष्ठैः आचार्येन्द्रं करकलितचिन्मुद्रमानन्दरूपं स्वात्मा रामं मुदितवदनं दक्षिणामूर्तिमीरे अङ्गुष्ठतर्जनीयोगमुद्रा व्याजेन देहिनाम् श्रुत्यर्थं ब्रह्मजीवैक्यं दर्शयन्नोऽवताच्छिवः ॐ निराचष्टे तनोति शुभसन्ततिं स्मृतिमात्रेण यत्पुंसां तन्मङ्गलं परम् अतिकल्याणरूपत्वान् नित्यकल्याणसंश्रयात् स्मर्तॄणां वरदत्वाच्च ब्रह्म तन्मङ्गलं विदुः ओङ्कारश्चाथ शब्दश्च द्वावेतौ ब्रह्मणः पुरा कण्ठं भित्त्वा विनिर्यातौ तस्मात् माङ्गलिकावुभौ ॐ अथ